A reporter asked me, Elon, how do you win so many lawsuits? I replied, simple. Their lawyers bill by the hour, but mine bill by the decade. But when you have deliberate, concerted, repeated pushing of hoaxes, you're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too far.
And you're supposed to be the good guys.
You're supposed to, and you claim to be the good guys? I'm like, exactly.
You're supposed to be the progressives.
Yes, the Dems are like, oh, we're the good guys. We're the honest people. No, hang on. You can't claim to be the good guys. You can't claim to be the honest people. If you're deliberately pushing hoaxes that have been debunked thoroughly.
Yeah.
Well, we're like even Snopes, which is a liberal thing, says it's bogus.
Yeah.
Like the fine people.
I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
Right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways.
What began as another day in the media landscape quickly escalated when Joe Rogan entered the conversation following Elon Musk's $500 million defamation lawsuit against The View. Known for his candid commentary, Rogan didn't hold back. His response to the legal clash between Musk and the daytime talk show added fuel to an already volatile media firestorm, both sharp and surprisingly entertaining.
In fairness, though, I mean, The View has to be, if you average out The View hosts, among the dumbest people on television. And so it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth. But
I don't think some of them are dumb.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think Sunny Hosting's
You think it's deliberate?
I think she's ideologically driven, and they have blinders on, for sure. I don't think Sunny's dumb. But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked, and you went on stage with it, and it's nothing.
Just
there.
go for it. Yeah.
It's nothing.
The View, long known for its polarizing commentary, once again found itself at the center of controversy. With a panel that often blurs the line between analysis and performance, the show's latest commentary crossed a line that led to unexpected consequences. Elon Musk, never one to shy away from confrontation, responded not with words, but with a massive lawsuit, an assertive message that casual defamation carries serious weight, especially when it targets one of the world's most influential figures.
Isn't it shocking how much violence and hatred is coming from the left? I mean, isn't it supposed to be the party they claim to be the party of empathy, and yet they're burning Teslas and shooting up dealerships and calling for the death of the president and me? I'm like, guys, this is insane. Like, they're totally gone psycho. I mean, it's really like I totally understand if somebody doesn't want to buy a product.
Born in this country, who was born under apartheid in South Africa. He was pro-apartheid, as I understand it, and let this foreign agent, an enemy of the United States, do his job. Now I'm getting some flack because I said that Musk was pro-apartheid. I don't really know for sure if he was. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. He might have been a young guy, too.
Might have been.
So don't be suing me, okay?
Musk, entrepreneur, innovator, and to some, a cultural lightning rod, is no stranger to criticism. But instead of brushing off the latest round of on-air commentary, he took formal action. Rather than retaliating through tweets or public statements, he chose the courtroom. The lawsuit itself is a powerful reminder. Influence alone doesn't grant immunity from accountability, and even high-profile media figures can face consequences.
People want us divided, and they aren't just here in this country. They're foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media because it is prudent for us to stay that way. So when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yes. But I think that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
We're checked by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we're wrong, we have, the legal note here.
The human legal.
But we went from Walter Cronkite basically to this guy, Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons? He believes in dragons.
Did you triple force that?
Yes, I did.
I have no hate for Joy Behar. If I saw her, I'd give her a hug. I'd probably say the same thing about me if I was her. You're worried about losing your job, and you're worried about podcasts taking over, and who's the source of news, and we said Donald Trump was Hitler, but half the country disagreed with us, and he won, and this is fucking great. And Joe Rogan believes in dragons.
Then came Joe Rogan, whose unfiltered podcast has become a hub for independent thought and critique of establishment narratives. His analysis didn't just center on the legal specifics, it dissected the underlying media dynamics. Rogan pointed out the irony of The View's criticisms, a show that claims journalistic legitimacy while often veering into theatrical commentary now finds itself being challenged for that very behavior.
Do you see what Whoopi Goldberg said?
What'd she say?
Whoopi Goldberg said that Biden could arrest all the Republicans and put them in jail. You just need to see how unhinged this kind of thinking is. Well, you know what Joe Biden could do? Joe Biden, you have to see it because it's so
on TV.
crazy.
She said
on television.
You know, just let's look at a scenario where the Supreme Court says, yes, he has all those rights. He is immune from everything.
Yeah.
You know what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president?
What?
Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail. Yeah.
When Musk's legal team delivered the $500 million lawsuit, it was a pivotal moment. Yet rather than pause for reflection, The View's panel, led by Whoopi Goldberg, chose defiance over discretion. Their commentary, framed as critique, continued without regard for the legal weight of their words. The disconnect was striking. Public figures criticizing power while seemingly unaware of the responsibilities their own platform carries. The result? Rhetoric devoid of substance, presented with a confidence that suggested immunity from accountability.
I don't love you, but I also hate that squawking bird, so I hate the whole thing. And frankly, that show, you want to talk about a show that set women back, is The View. You want to talk about that show, if the CIA is engineering, Antifa and fucking the Capitol riot, some crazy misogynist engineered The View, because there's nothing worse than The View. In terms of there are so many brilliant women out there. None of them are on The View. None of them have gone near the set of The View. I mean, they have brought in the lowest...
Goldberg, often viewed as the show's voice of seniority and experience, led the charge in portraying Musk as a modern-day villain. The characterization leaned more on hyperbole than fact, offering a narrative that felt more dramatic than informed. Without engaging with the nuances of Musk's ventures, from clean energy to space exploration, her remarks came across as more theatrical than thoughtful. It was commentary built on caricature rather than comprehension, reducing complex topics to sound bites.
So Joy Behar went after Joe Rogan on The View, and he fired back spectacularly.
You're worried about losing your job, and you're worried about podcasts taking over, and who's the source of news, and we said Donald Trump was Hitler, but half the country disagreed with us, and he won, and this is great. And Joe Rogan believes in drag.
Joy Behar added to the chorus, amplifying the skepticism around Musk's wealth and motives. Her commentary, however, lacked the grounding in facts or economic insight needed for a substantive critique. Rather than explore the impact of Musk's work, from Tesla's renewable innovation to SpaceX's global reach, she relied on generalizations and moral outrage. The criticism wasn't just surface level, it missed the broader context entirely, turning a conversation about responsibility into a monologue on personal opinion.
Well, their audience is not really their audience. Their audience is a group of people they bring in to watch television shows. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen audiences before for TV shows, but a lot of them are paid. They're paid to be there. So, because they have to guarantee that there's going to be people there. So there's services that you hire. And when the show gets really, really popular, like Letterman or something like that, obviously it has its own fan base.
Right.
And those people will try to get tickets before anybody else does. And in that case, they probably don't need to use a service anymore. They just get actual fans. But arguably, the real fans of The View that are like, oh, these ladies are on point. Most of those people can't leave the house. They're probably immobile.
Right. Because their mom's taking their kids to school, and that's, yeah.
It's a very strange show. but it's fun to watch. It's just fun to watch.
Sunny Hostin, the show's legal analyst, attempted to frame the lawsuit through a legal lens. Yet her analysis often blurred the line between opinion and fact. While positioning herself as a legal authority, Hostin focused more on Musk's public persona than on the specific legal merits of the case. Her critique appeared more emotional than procedural, raising questions about whether the commentary was intended to inform or simply to provoke. In doing so, she undermined the very legal framework she sought to defend.
Because I think Sunny is very intelligent, but she's ideologically captured.
Right.
You know, it's sort of, I think the other ones, there's a couple of the other ones, don't have to name any names, are just very dull-minded. But I think Sunny's not one of them. I think she's smart, but captured.
Sure.
All the while, Joe Rogan watched from the sidelines and eventually stepped in. Known for his skepticism toward mainstream media, Rogan took aim at the contradictions within The View's approach. He pointed out the irony of public figures making sweeping claims without the background to support them. His critique wasn't just comedic, it was pointed. Rogan highlighted how misinformation, when left unchecked, can shape public perception in ways that are both irresponsible and damaging.
What if we put the women in the audience and let the men discuss the issues? This is just an idea I have for ABC, corporate.
Well, clearly,
or have one woman serve everyone drinks and give her a quick opinion, quick, in and out. Just go like
the guys go, ah.
Just go. She walks in. She goes, "Yeah, Israel seems like it's." You go, "Thanks," and then they keep going. I think that's
Doesn't The View have any trans women on it?
Great point. It has a lot of women that look trans, but none of them. It has a lot of second and third takes after a drink. You go, huh? But it doesn't have a ton of